everyone, it is Jazz here, and today I am here to do the 2020 edition of the year-end book superlative tag. This tag was created by a book olive. I will link you to the original video of the tag in the description. Now, some people like to do stats, favorites, and least favorites of a year videos. I like to do the year-end book superlative tag. I just like to offer just selected books for the year, some fun superlative-y kind of rewards. I don't know why that's my way, but that is how I function, and maybe it's just because I'm bad at making decisions. Maybe that's why I can't do the best and least best videos. All right, without further ado, let us jump into the tag. Number one is most likely to be in the movies, the book that you think would make the best movie. So this was a tough one because a lot of the books I read in 2020 were already adapted into films, even if I hadn't seen the film, and the rest of them I didn't really know if I wanted a film of them because I either liked them too much to let Hollywood touch them or I didn't like them. But what I came down to after much debate was that I would like a film of With the Fire on High. And I decided this, first of all, because it's a wonderful YA contemporary that's not sad, but is still like serious and still has some good messages. And it's also a very uplifting story, which I feel would make a really feel-good movie. But also it does center around food and the creation of food. And I think you could do some really cool visuals, especially since the main character makes certain food dishes based on her feelings, and you could do such like cool shots of like plating and her making food and stuff. So I think it would be a really cool, just like fun, feel-good movie. By the way, love this book with all my heart. Number two, The Biggest Drama Queen / King, the book that is the most overly dramatic. I mean, I have to give this to all four of the Gossip Girl series books that I read over 2020. I don't know what it was. They were at the library. I had read the first one like years and years ago, and it made me giggle, and they're just guilty pleasure reads. They're not great books by any means. Sometimes you just want to read about the like mundane problems of rich teenagers, and yes, they're repetitive, and yes, they're super melodramatic, but they are kind of just brain relaxation, like fun. Also, I'm really just reading them for Blair because in the books, she's the only character that I care about. Granted, sometimes that's the way it is on the TV show when I rewatch the TV show, so whatever. 3, Best Dressed, the book with the best cover. There were many contenders for this, but I chose the annotated edition of Little Women. Reread this in 2020 and loved every second of it, and the dust jacket is, of course, wonderful and beautiful. But also when you take the dust jacket off, it has this wonderful gold leaf reproduction of a drawing of Joe and Professor Bear under the umbrella, and I just think it's so cute. And that's just pretty. It's pretty with and without its dressing. Number 4, Most Creative, the book with the most unique plot, characters, or structure. I'm going to go with structure for the year of 2020, and I have chosen Daisy Jones and the Six. Now, this is set up in a format where it's all based on interviews and different characters' interviews. And I really liked this setup, and I really liked how it showed the characters' perspectives. I'm really, really hoping that the adaptation of this gets to be completed. It's going to be a TV show, hopefully. And 2020 kind of shut it down, if you know what I mean. So I'm really hoping that it actually gets completed and actually gets to happen because I want to see that TV show. Number 5, Most Popular, the book with the most ratings on Goodreads. So according to my Goodreads stats for the end of the year thing, the most rated book or most put on shelves type of book was Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. So yeah, it was a pretty good 4 out of 5 star book. So I concur with checking that book out. Number 6 is Most Likely to Succeed, the book that is going to be appreciated for many years to come. I actually had several that were like that, but 2 stuck out above the others. I feel like the first one is, of course, Dr. Sleep, which I read and proceeded to talk about a lot and think about a lot. I'm still thinking about it. It's still all up in my head, this book. I really love this book so much. I think it may be one of my favorite Stephen King novels. Another book I wanted to choose because I did enjoy it so immensely, and I feel like nobody knows what it is, and that is Far Rock Away by Charlie Fletcher. Oh my goodness, it's just a family book, a family-focused book. It's a adventure story. It's a story about trials and stories and the importance of stories. It's just everything that I enjoy in a novel, and I want more people to check it out because you can literally read this at any age and enjoy it, and it's just so good. Read Far Rock Away. It's everything. Number 7, Class Clown, the book that made you laugh. I have so many for this because I really dived into experimenting with the rom-com sort of genre of reading just to see what was there in a holidays. This did give me a giggle with its pop culture references. I also really enjoyed Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and got a deep laugh out of just all usually the sisterly stuff that was happening with Chloe Brown's sisters was the stuff that gave me a big giggle, but there was some witty banter for sure. We had another Christmas read, which was called The Christmas Pact. Now, this was more of a 3.75 star book in terms of its rating, but it was super funny, especially in the way that the characters were named Riley Kennedy and Kennedy Riley, and I realized and laughed so hard when I realized that if they got married, her name would be Riley Riley, and I died. Another one that was unexpectedly funny and not at all in the rom-com genre was the X-Files 30 Days of Night crossover comic. This thing was flipping bomb, and the writers got Mulder and Scully's banter so down, and it was so funny that I laughed about like certain Mulder lines for long periods of time. Number 8, Most Improved, the book that started off slow but really picked up. Now, the book I've chosen for this is not something that started off being not good and then got better with time. I would say it's definitely in the description. It's a book that starts off slow and then picks up at the end in terms of its structure. So I decided to go with Call Down the Hawk, the first book in the Dreamer trilogy, which is a spin-off series of the Raven Cycle series. So the thing about this book is that it's like 85% setup, and most of that setup is something that makes you say, what the heck is happening? What are you doing, Maggie? What are you doing? But once you get over the hump of that, if you just kind of go with the flow of the story and just let the story tell you what it's trying to do, it does really pick up pace at the end. However, the thing is that it proceeds to just end. And so I kind of need the other books. But it is a good book. It's not boring, but it does have a slow build-up, if that makes any sense. Number 9, Cutest Couple, the cutest couple in a book. Now, I wanted to pick a new to me in 2020 cutest couple because there were a few other couples that I had experienced before, either through series or rereads, etc. And there was really only one new to me couple that stood out above the rest, and that would be Gilbert and Helen from The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. What can I say about this couple? They were just so endearing. Helen had so much trauma, and she also had like a kid before the story started, and I just really loved that Gilbert loved her and loved her child, which made my heart just like, oh, and like how they grew as people and their forbidden loveness somewhere in there, which is one of the tropes that I do enjoy. And yes, I adored this couple to no end. 10. Biggest heartbreaker, the book that broke your heart. I never knew how to interpret this question. I decided to go with a very excellent but somewhat sad topic book and go with Making Bombs for Hitler for this one, which is about a Ukrainian girl that is kidnapped by the Nazis and put into work camps. And it's sad, but it also has a lot of hope. So it didn't like kill my soul, but it is a sadder topic. So it made me really think about some things in terms of the real life experiences of people like the main character Lita in this book. And I really appreciated the perspective. However, if we're talking like books that were breaking my heart because they were not great or that I didn't enjoy, that one has to go to The Turn of the Screw, which I do have a review that I filmed that I need to edit of in one of my 5 book reviews things. Let's just say I did not enjoy it. That was the year-end book superlative tag. I hope you enjoyed watching me award these 2020 books with these fun superlatives. And let me know what some of your favorite books were in 2020 or what books you would give these superlatives during your reading of 2020. Thank you for watching, my fabulous peeps, and I will see you all soon.